He talks about authenticity. So give a big hand for Mr. Zan Perrion!
Real Man Conference. What does that mean? What does it mean to be a real man today? You know, it occurs to me just now that we used to have passages in all societies from boys to men. For instance, the Sioux Indians in North America used to have what they would call a vision quest. And on that vision quest, the boys, when they were old enough, would go into the wilderness by themselves with very little clothing, no food, for days at a time. And the elders of the tribe would say to them, "Boys, go into the wilderness, stand in the wind, and speak your name." And when they would come back, they would say, "Now you can stand with the men." We used to have that in every society for centuries, and we no longer have that passage. We no longer have the transition from us being boys playing with our Xboxes to us being men playing with our Xboxes. We don't have that. We weren't given that ritual. Women, girls, automatically have a ritual because they get their menstrual cycle. And they first get a hint of that, and they're scared, and they're excited, and they're worried, and they're delighted, because they feel like, now I'm becoming a woman. We don't have that as men. We've lost something. And everywhere I go, I talk to all the women, and I talk to the men. Everywhere I go, every city I go to, the women I talk to all say the same thing. They say, "Where are the real men?" And what they mean is, where are the men who don't apologize for being men? Where is the joy of masculinity? We've lost it. And it's remarkable. We have women all over the world, they're saying, where are the real men? Because men no longer have strength. And I don't mean caveman strength. Just strength, like from here. A center, a sense of purpose. And men everywhere are wondering, why are women not attracted to us? Because we've lost that element of masculinity. And, I say it this way, we're all born under the aegis of the era of the feminist movement. And the feminist movement had a noble goal. It was to try to correct the patriarchal society that has held women down for centuries, for millennia. And so what we wanted to get was equality. For men and women to finally, the glass ceiling is gone, all of these things are corrected, and there's a balance again in the world, men and women. The equality movement wanted equality. 40 years later, we didn't get it. We didn't get equality. We got sameness. We're the same. Men have become more like women. Women have become more like men. And everywhere we feel this disconnection, this loss. We have such a thing in this world called the seduction community because there's no messages for men. We haven't had anybody say, "Son, this is a woman, and this is how you treat her." We didn't have it. So we invented it. And it's remarkable. We no longer have the delight of the femininity and masculinity, the polarity there. We're afraid to offend as men. We're afraid to offend this girl here. We go on a date with a girl, and we're afraid that she's going to be offended if we let her know in any way that we're masculine and that we're sexual creatures. Remarkable. We have concepts like, I don't know what to say. I see a pretty girl over there. I've got my beer here. What do we really want to do? We see a pretty girl over there, a girl that's attractive to us. What do we want to do? We want to walk over to her and say, what's your name? But we can't do that because we don't want to be needy. So instead, we come up with tricks and all kinds of things up here that we're going to try and memorize so that we are impressive. Because we do not want to show our real self, because our real self is not good enough. All we want to do is walk over and say, I don't know who you are, but I know who I am, and I would love to get to know you. And we can't do it. See, something's gone wrong in the world, and everybody feels it. The women are feeling it. I talk to women who have a lot of power today. They're investment bankers, physicists, CEOs in Manhattan, for instance, and I've talked to lots of women, and I'm always, because I'm very curious about women. You know what they tell me? They say, every man is intimidated by me. And they're lonely. They're completely lonely. Because we as men are afraid that we're afraid of showing our real selves, and the women today are strong, and the men are not. That's what's happening today. It's remarkable. And it's everywhere I go, it's the same thing. I've talked to many men and many women. We've invented this concept of the seduction community, which is in every city of the world. There's a group of men that gets together called layers. And you know what it is? It's the hunger for men to gather together. We don't connect anymore. We're in the age of the internet, and so we date online, we meet people online. All of our personality is displayed online. We don't have anything in real life. And so we have this concept created in the earth of the seduction community, and it's worldwide. It had a really good aim. And I'll tell you why. Because there is no messages for men. Women have a lot of resources. Women have Oprah, Dr. Phil, Cosmo magazine, romantic comedy movies, romance novels, their girlfriends, right? What do men have? So for instance, if a girl is having trouble in her relationship, she will get together with her girlfriends, and they will talk about it for days. If a guy's having trouble in his relationship, he'll go to the bar with his buddy and he'll sit there and say, well, it's not going so well at home. And his buddy will say, well, that sucks. Let's have a beer. You see, there's no messages for men. I will say this, on record, all of the dating advice out there for men is wrong. And we know that. We feel it. It doesn't work in this day and age. So we've got this concept of men, of peers teaching peers. We didn't have mentors. We didn't have champions. We didn't have that. We have the concept of we're trying to teach each other, and the goal is noble. It's a good thing. However, it immediately, we have this concept of the seduction community coming out there for men to try and understand finally what their role is in this world. And immediately it took a turn into this way, like this, into manipulation. And it's so wrong. Because you don't have to manipulate. You never have to lie to a woman. We've forgotten something. We've forgotten that the women that we're interacting with are people. We look at them as targets. Because we're trying to get back a sense of redemption in our mind for the unbelievable rejection we felt all our life from her. And so I want to be the guy who can pick up girls, who can get a girl into bed, and I can tell all my buddies about it tomorrow. I've said for a long time there's a subset of men in this world, and for centuries, who move among women with ease, who women recognize as a guy who loves women, and men who love women are loved by women. It's incredible. Men who love women are loved by women. They recognize it immediately. This guy loves women, and I relax around him. He's not trying to take. He's not trying to take something from me. He's trying to share an experience. I'm a different type of guy. For the first time in my life, I'm truthful to myself. I am extremely honest to women. I'm extremely direct. There is no, in my worldview, when I'm talking to girls, there is no concept of, okay, now I'm talking to her on this level, I'm going to move to the next phase, I'm going to move to the next phase, I'm going to move to the next phase, until I finally get a result. There's no concept like that at all. The interaction with the girl, with this girl over here, the interaction is self-contained. Everything's contained. Everything from the moment I learn her name to whatever happens with her in the future, whether I sleep with her, whether I don't, it's all self-contained in that first few seconds, because there is no stages. Because I very clearly describe to her who I am. And me, I said I'm a different guy, I tell you. I'm not the kind of guy that's going to be pushing a lawnmower around. It just doesn't suit me. I'm kind of a pirate. I wander around. I have no home right now. If somebody asks me, if one of you audience members comes and asks me, where do you live? I will say, I live in Amsterdam. I just got here yesterday. This is as real a home as I have right now. I have a suitcase, and I'm traveling, and I have been for a long time. I have no home, I have no possessions. I'm not saying that everyone should do that. However, I so much believe that there's time for change in this world, there's time for a new message for men, that I've devoted myself and erased everything that would hold me back from saying it. That's the truth. It's time for change. What is there in us as men for women to be attracted to? Women get horny and have a couple of drinks, and they're like, yeah, okay. But I might as well. What's compelling about us? We can learn as men how to go pick up girls, which really is learning how to pick up phone numbers. Okay? We're good at picking up phone numbers. But how does that, what about the concept of this woman loving you? We can get a girl and we can take her home, we can have sex with her, and we can get up in the morning and